How's it going, amazing people on YouTube? TJ here again. So in a couple of days, Apple will be hosting their annual September event where they announce new iPhones, new Apple Watches, and they talk a little bit more about the upcoming iOS features and things of that nature. So it's always an exciting time, particularly this year though. People are even more so excited because of the fact that we are going to finally see these features that we first saw in the high-end iPhone X last year come to their entire line of iPhones, with 3 distinct new iPhone models on the horizon to be announced in a couple of days. So it's pretty exciting. And on top of that, the new Apple Watch will be announced, which will have a bigger display for the first time since its debut in 2015, which I'll talk about in a few minutes, and all kinds of good stuff like this. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So last week, either accidentally or intentionally to drive up the hype train, Apple leaked these images of what appears to be the iPhone XS and XS Plus, which will come in at what we have right now, the current iPhone X size, 5.8 inches, and the new super large 6.5-inch display of the XS Plus. And these two new iPhones will be at the top of Apple's line, whereas the new budget option, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a second, what's rumored to be called the iPhone XC, will come in a little bit cheaper. And what's interesting about these two new devices is that while they will feature the same overall design theme in terms of the iPhone X, but just bigger, it's weird because how much discussion there's been about the naming of these things. If you've seen any tech news recently, you'll know that there's been names tossed around like the iPhone X Max, and then another report said they would just both be called iPhone XS, and there was going to be no longer a Plus name. So who really knows what the name of these devices will be? And I would say more so than any other time in recent memory, there's been so much talk about what the names of these devices will be. But nevertheless, there's also been leaks of the new budget, we'll call it iPhone XC just for the sake of convenience, but the XC will come in the 6.1-inch size. Now again, all 3 phones across this line will have an edge-to-edge display, but the XC will only have one camera on the back, and it'll come in a variety of colors, as you can see there, if this leak is to be believed. Which, again, until we see anything on Wednesday during the keynote, September 12th, you really cannot take anything seriously. So take it with a grain of salt. But with that being said, if this is to be believed, it could come in a variety of colors. We know from every report that has been released that it will be significantly cheaper than the XS, and let's just call it the XS Plus, because I really doubt that the top of the line large iPhone XS will be called the iPhone X Max, as the rumors clearly said. I don't know why Apple would want to drop the Plus name, but who knows. But beyond the iPhones, also we can expect to see at the keynote of course the Apple Watch next generation, Series 4, if you will. And what's significant about this is that this will be the first time that the display has been actually increased in size since the Apple Watch debuted in 2015. And with this new display, it will be big enough to display 9 complications at once in a round fashion, as you see from this screenshot. And, I'm pretty excited about this. At first I was like, I'm really quite happy with my Series 3, but then when I saw the leaks and I kind of started thinking about it, I said, what the heck, I might as well just upgrade. I know I want to. And I do believe that with the increased screen size and the decreased bezels and any internal upgrades, which there's always internal upgrades, it will make the prospect of the next gen Apple Watch worthy of the money to upgrade. And just like the iPhones, I always say keep an open mind for price increases. Expect it because you know it's going to happen. I would not be surprised if the next gen Apple Watch bumps up to $379 for the larger size. I'm just saying it could happen, maybe even above $379. You can't ever put price increases past Apple, especially now that we have to think about all these potential tariffs coming from China. But that's an entirely different topic altogether. We won't go into that, but you just never know what these prices could increase to. And what to not expect from this keynote is the iPad Pro, which is, I'm sure some people will say, oh, that sucks. I know for me personally, I'm cautiously optimistic, but keyword there is cautiously. I really doubt that we'll see an iPad Pro as badly as I do want to see one. I mean, I can't tell you guys how much I want this new iPad. I sold my iPad Pro that I had about a week and a half ago now, so no big deal. I wouldn't actually say the iPad is an integral or essential part of my tech lineup, but it is really nice to have. So I can live without it for a few weeks, a month, whatever, until Apple releases the new one. But I'm super excited about this new iPad. We are going to be seeing the first truly significant, at least in my opinion, significant design change since its debut 8 years ago. So with that in mind, I think we'll see this in October. So in the back of your mind, expect to see this at another event in October. I guess just be excited about iPhones, Apple Watches, things of that nature in this keynote coming up on Wednesday. So I think that pretty much covers it nicely. We pretty much hit on everything. And again, the key thing here is expect to see with the iPhone XS and XS Plus, prices could increase. But I expect to see prices stay about $1,000, maybe a little bit more for the XS Plus. The XS, I would say probably between $850 and $900. And of course, the budget 10C, if that's what we're going to call it, I would say maybe between $600 and $700. So, I don't expect an amazing price difference between the budget iPhone and the XS and XS Plus. But again, I'm just going purely based on what I've read and my own speculation. This could entirely be inaccurate. But we'll find out in a couple of days at the keynote. I'm extremely excited. I know all of my tech friends I've spoken with say this is probably the first Apple event in a while that we are really excited about. I mean, I think there's always a little bit of excitement in Apple enthusiasts and tech geeks in general when Apple holds an event, but really this is the first one in a while that we can say that we're really looking forward to hearing what Apple has to say and show off. And so with that being said, I think I'll end this video here for now. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in my next video, which will be for the recap of the September 12th event, which I'll be doing a full recap, or at least a highlight of what we're on. And I look forward to it. So until then, guys, thanks for watching, and peace out for now.